Test. Test, 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 test. Let me type correctly. I'm typing sideways. What's up, everyone? Just double checking on everything. Yeah. Cool. Everything looks good right now. Wonderful. Just checking in on that stream manager. I really need to learn the new UI. Why do I feel like I'm hearing myself? Okay. Cool. What's up, everyone? What's up? Make sure. Oops, no, that's the wrong kind of crow. Give me a second, guys. I got the command for it. Just checking in on my commands and making sure everything's working right, getting everyone the info they need. Shark and fin friends off to the side here. Oh, I got my new little, let's take that out of my pocket. My new, palette. Got a small one. Similar to Anne's. The lid is off to the side and underneath a bunch of stuff right now, so I'm not gonna get it. But it's tiny, it's not watertight, it's not airtight, but it's good if you're maybe stuck on some space. I just Googled ceramic, well palette and popped right up, and you can see it's about an itty bitty. So if you are a painter that tends to go places, maybe not so much anymore, but it's a good little thing to have. Maybe you're trying to work with a limited palette and this only gives you 12 colors to work with at a time. So we're gonna go on ahead and just start building it up. Give it a try. So we're pulling in our color scheme after looking over this sucker for the last 24 hours since yesterday. This is the scheme I'm gonna go with the most. We might do that, but darker on the posts since they'd theoretically be hit with a little more water, but I'm kind of keeping the realism pretty loose. 6, let's go with 8 drops. It's been a while since I've counted them out. So that's walnut brown, 9136, our theoretical darkest dark. Give it a good shake here. And then we've got our rotting wood. It doesn't really come out in drops so much as sometimes a little bit of streak. And then our heartwood brown, 9313, 9314. Heartwood brown, this is kind of a triad. You can see the differences in these consistencies already. This came out much better. Some paints are just thicker than others. We're just gonna, now that I have a 5, 6, 8. You always want to kind of mix more than you think you're going to use, just in case. Alright, 1630. Let's get some paint on this, guys. So, to make sure that I'm okay with that path of the rotting wood, kind of the brown mix here and whatnot, and using a little less heartwood brown, I'm still going to keep it there just in case. We're going to paint up these guys and see how we like it. So, for the sake of brevity, I'm going to get my big old brush here, which I'm going to use paper towel for real quick. So I can try and save that so it's a little nicer. And we're going to add some water there, and we're just going to pick the wrong color, but that's fine. Add some water to these guys. Shouldn't need much. There's already water in the brush. So we're gonna see how this is gonna work out. two there. But the plan is to just go on ahead and basically do a base coat over this whole little space here. Just get it out of the way. Start broad and work into your details. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. As good of a day as you can. Oops. Just look at that. If I got paint there, I just kind of wiped it off too, so it's fine. I'm just gonna keep going. And oddly enough, putting this palette here has helped keep that exposure to not blind everybody. You can still see what I'm doing. So this is walnut brown, so it should dry a little darker since we've got the black primer. Making sure it's not bunching up too bad in places. Even the rope is fine. Base color in there. Why not underneath it? Oh, I don't have that box, do I? No, I don't. It's not an easy access. Next time I get up to use the bathroom, I need to remember to get that box. Because I have some oval bases that should be big enough for this piece. I go back and forth on making a diorama for it or not, or if it's gonna... if it needs to be something that could be removed from said dioramas in the event that it's needed for a game. Or I can just get another one, because they're not that expensive for this little shark attack kit. My alt light is pretty crazy light. I'm just taking it easy. Also watching how we're handling this, because we don't want to accidentally put our hand in wet paint and then bring it around everywhere. I mean, these are still early stage, or mid stage. We're getting into mid stage for the docks. The benefit of using a big brush like this, if you're gonna have a general kind of one base coat for everything, then yeah, this or an airbrush would also help you save some time. See, we're kind of started some stuff there. I'm going ahead and get the bottom of these boards here. And the back side of these guys. Because we're going to end up redoing this side. Start with brown, and then hit with a Citadel Agrax Earthshade, which really, that's a pretty good wood, but it's a little too warm for what I want. I don't know, I'm just really drawn to this mess here that is this piece of rotted kind of looking wood, so we're gonna go with it. That is... Oh, I hear a Klaus! Ooh, cats! Cat zoomies! And he doesn't know what to do! Klaus! Need Klaus. It's fine, those cats need exercise. He's not aggressive. Everyone, all the new animals still getting used to each other. Alright. Kind of waiting for this to dry. So how is everyone? Shark attack, work in progress. We can do a little bit here. This reminds me of Daft Punk. This has a Daft Punk vibe. We are listening to Critical Role's Mighty Vibes. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Can't wait for them to do more. Alright, I got... Let's see here. Dry faster. This is where having a hairdryer or a heat gun or even an air canister nearby, just spray it down. Or just waiting, because there's still... So if you're new to painting, anything that looks super slick, not dry yet. So if you try and come over there with paint, it's gonna pull it all right up and you're gonna feel frustrated and it's a bad trip. So yeah, we just wait. It looks like I can maybe go on ahead and maybe start covering these up too. Start with the backs of them. So even though it looks great, it's not the look I'm going for. Don't be afraid to change your mind. And I don't need to strip paint to do that. A lot of this detail is still here, so I'm just going to paint over it. Now if you've used a Citadel shade, sometimes it goes on a little weird. But just remember to let layers dry if you feel like you need to do another one. It's fine. I know sometimes these shades can make the model a little hydrophobic, but it's really not that bad. So it'll be okay.
This is so relaxing.
It's just getting that layer in of pigment. But yep, this is a chill place to come and hang out and lurk. And She-Ra Season 5 comes out tomorrow, so I'm gonna try and gotta brave the outside world. I don't know, tomorrow might be a She-Ra mask day. Trying to keep this side good though. That side, I want it to be that. So this is just walnut brown. It's a little thin down. Cannot wait, I know, I'm so excited. And it's the final season too, and it's ending like it's where the writers want it. And Noelle Stevenson. I didn't realize that she's the showrunner for She-Ra, and that she was a part of Critical Role. Like, came on as a guest, and whatnot. She was in the one shot about the story time. It was Sam's game. Sam one shot of the SS public domain. And her then fiance, I guess, or maybe wife now. Like, man. But she was on a interview of Between the Sheets as well, so it's a great interview. So, you know, yeah. She played Peter Pan, I think. in that one shot. Yes, because it is great. Because why am I forgetting her first name? Vorpal. It's not Ashley, is it? Yeah, Ashley Vorpal. Vorpal sword. She's in it too. She's the Queen of Hearts. It's really great. Man, even bringing that in as like a thin layer on top of that wood, like, that looks really great too. Fascinating. Okay. But yeah, it's a Sam one-shot, and it's on their YouTube channel somewhere. And it's pretty great. I'm pretty sure. It's that or it's on Twitch. But yeah, like, she did, her interview was like last year, guys. So I'm up to episode 51, or I'm about to finish episode 51 of campaign 2, and it's crazy. I'm listening to the announcement portions now. I used to kind of skip those, but now I'm going back and I'm kind of listening to some of them as I do stuff, and just what everyone was doing last year, and nostalgia, man. Pandemic want me to hang out with people, but no. I must learn from 1918. I do need to try to go to the store, though. Soon. Oh, I did get paint there. That's fine, though, because you know what? We can just make that somehow work or fix it. Things don't have to be super pretty. Especially a dock, you can scuff it up a bit. Make sure all that's dry. Hello, shark friend. Gotta figure out what to do about those guys. Okay, so we're gonna switch brushes here because we do not need that big of a brush for the rest of this. Just wanted that down just to help get soda, the space colors down. But soon. Turning and running D&D time. Yes, I saw that you were gotta start, like, set a firm schedule and tell everyone, like, no. I need time. Can't just, like, wave my hand and magically a miniature's done. Although that would be fun to do and edit. Just be like, woo, and then there's a done mini. Maybe later. Just be like, what you see in 2 seconds. Took me quite a while. Alrighty, so I feel like I'm actually gonna go on ahead and change my water out, because that's now already looking pretty dark. Generally wants that pigment, because that's gonna affect every color since then. So give me a second, guys. I'm gonna change my water out. Looking murky, but yes, I understand that I need to be like, no. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, there we go. I was like, microphone. Sometimes pushing the button doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not gonna touch too much wet paint, and pick a pole, any pole. Okay, so let's team these guys up. I'm really interested in trying this out. So I just wanted to bring in some rotting wood here into my brown mix. mean to bring in that much. I didn't think I did. That's fine. Let's see. Look at that. I'm gonna start building these layers up. So it's what should have been like a 75-25. Oh well. I think I said I wanted to start on this side. So I'm just gonna edge that on. It's gonna be really dark at first, but it's gonna help build all the stuff. You know it's there because it's shiny. Edge it, or you can just kind of take a brush and drag it down. Got a little bit of a mold line there. So just coming in underneath. Boop, 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 going around. Here. Now this is a very short dock, so I feel like there's a very shallow space. I'm amazed sharks are able to get in. Just bring in a little bit more there. A little bit more green. Same for up here, just kind of getting a little bit bringing it along there. Let's continue our mix here. So I do want to use a touch of the yellow. And we can also do the same thing over here. Do a little bit more until it matches a bit. There we go. For the most part, and then kind of just building our palette up here. A little bit more, that'll eventually like build up and up and up and up and up, so yeah. This is primarily rotting green with a little bit of yellow. I'm just kind of progressively adding in more and more ancient bark on top of that. Again, this is just one way to do this. There are so many different ways. Just getting the water off of my handle there. I'm just gonna bring a little bit on here. So I'm trying to use the edge and also kind kind of the tip of the brush. Just kind of whooshing it down. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Husband's doing something in the other room. Today ended up being kind of a cleaning afternoon, so he took a lot of stuff out of his workspace and is reorganizing, and so every now and then you may or may not hear some random shuffling because he's on the other side of the wall. There we go. Beer bread today. That sounds good. Or some fried rice. Some more fried rice. A variation of fried rice. This time with like mushrooms and bell peppers thrown in. That also sounds really good. Might do that instead. There we go. Starting to look a little sickly there. Thought I heard a cat. Okay. Give that a minute to dry, and we can just kind of pop up here next. So we can also try to just keep it to the tip of the brush here and just be gentle. But edging can really help it go faster. It's just all about how you want to use your tool here. Some of it too, you're kind of at the mercy of the mold a little bit. Yeah. I'm just doing what works for you. Bring a little bit out along there, along here some. This way, so just continuing what we've been doing. Yeah, tomorrow's definitely going to be a sewing masks, She-Ra, and Conan. Oh man, so Conan, playing in the private server, or server husband has created that is set to private at the moment. I found and managed to get and knock out a named blacksmith and a named performer. I have to go back and check after this how they're doing, if they went through all my gruel, but I'm pretty stoked. Going in exiles, man. It's been fun. Okay. So now let's start bringing this color into the equation maybe a little bit. See how bright that is. If we like that or not. You can always come back over and subdue it with a wash if you really wanted to. It's just helping it pop a little more. Just kind of building each color on the one before it. And just the trick to getting this brush, the edge of it, to catch all this detail is to just be very gentle, because this is a natural hair brush, so they tend to move a lot if you add a lot of pressure. But you could even start the stroke off the miniature and just gradually bring it down. If you want to see where it's gonna catch, just like so. See? Not too bad, not too bad. Got a little shaky hand going here. It's also a sign that I just need to do some yoga, do some genuine wrist stretches at some point today. Just let that go up. I just love this. If you're looking for kind of going for a spooky rotting wood, then rotting wood is definitely a color that you could incorporate, I feel like, into just about any kind of brown if you wanted. Let's try and give something a rotted or even a sickly look too, because it's got that kind of green to it. So this might be a good like zombie color as well. I'm really interested to try all the different ways one could incorporate rotting wood. Just making sure that that's gonna catch what I want it to. Those a second to dry. Now if you're using this well palette, which so far so good, stuff's not drying out too bad. Reaper does make a drying retardant and a flow improver that you could add into your paints if you're worried about them drying out too soon. It should help buy you some time. Get just a little bit of this color here. Oops, see, it's too thin is when it just dips right into the recesses. Too thin. So let's try and wipe it off. Let's try to bring that in to help cover that up a little bit. But let's thicken that up just a bit. Start with the miniature and just bring that right down. actually going to get this, and I'm thinning that down quite a bit on purpose. So I could theoretically come in here into these true recesses to help kind of push that contrast a little bit in places where it's those deep shifts. You could even just get a little bit of just the rotting wood. Kind of do the same thing. Take off the top edge there, or top layer. And let that dry. Okay. I actually want that a little darker. So it's about like, that's pretty good consistency actually. Yeah. We're good. Please let me know if I get off camera or super off topic, or if you want to just continue to lurk, or if my sound is off, please let me know. I think everything's just about where I want it to be. Sound on my computer's been a little wonky lately, and I just worry about these speakers going out on me soon. Okay, bring that in on top there. See, I do want it to be a little darker at like the where it's gonna meet the water, theoretically, so I'm trying not to go all the way down to the base. Maybe occasionally, but I'm trying to keep like a little bit of a buffer. You know, tide coming in and all that. But again, these are very short docks, so you don't have to be super realistic with that expectation, because if you try to do stuff to scale, like, yeah, it's not going to work out too much in your favor. Sprinkle. Sprinkle. Let's come back down with a little bit more of that. Kind of push in some of these crevices a little bit. Push that into kind of a shadow thing happening there. Also like a start building that hint of something. And I mean, you can even like bring in moss, you could sculpt on little barnacle things if you wanted, depending on how much you want to go into, you know, creating a scene. Set it up next to each other. Say something like that, and then our brown is still good. That I just want to bring in like right in between those two. Same on the back here. Just gonna get a little bit and just go right down that center point. It's to help break them up. Okay, let's see here. Some more water there. Quick mix. And we're just kind of bringing in a little bit more. Just let me mix this up. Touch of that yellow. Warm it up. Just make sure there's a nice little bit of water in there. Give me just a second. We're just gonna keep. I'm trying to kind of make this pretty nice and thick here. Hey, thank you for the follow, Nerd404 UK. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Good day as you can. Just kind of rebuilding my color shift here. Put some of that in there. We're just gonna put some of that in there. Just gonna revolve that. Just gonna revolve that with that. Just rebuilding. We can rebuild them. How is everyone doing? Doing good, I hope. Working on whatever projects. Trying to keep my use of the yellow down. I also, like, I wipe off my brush and then more water is on the handle. So we're working on, this is a little, like, sort of an encounter kit from GalladoriaGames. I got it at ReaperCon last year. Garter snakes in the window well. Ooh, no. Good on you for rescuing the snakies. I hope you can get them out. I know there was one snake I'd found in my garage and it was stuck on tape, and at first I thought it was dead, and then when I picked it up, it was moving. So I remembered that I had a spirit gum remover. Poor little steak. Only lost a few scales, but was like, after realizing that it was getting more free, it let me do my thing, and which was really cool. The little snakes. But I'm always like, that'd be a cool like character intro or a backstory for somebody, is like you're stuck in this thing and some monstrosity just appears out of nowhere but helps you, and you may or may not ever see them again. Do you remember? This is like one of those like, oh, that'd be a cool backstory for a character one day. That's like, I was helped by something that didn't need to help me and could have killed me, and I don't know, instilled in them a life of adventuring and helping others. And thus a campaign is born of snake people. It'll be fun. Okay. So that's that one. So we're just kind of prepare out our kitty food. Just kind of working a section at a time today. Maybe we'll get to the rope. I'm not 100% sure. So now let's go ahead and just immediately jump to the next color here. And checking in. That should be okay. I'm wiping some of it off, and then I'll bring it across. Bring that up. So I'm kind of using the side of the brush. I'm just kind of doing a quick little wisp up. Same here. We're going to do a wisp up, partially up. So this is where it helps to kind of flip it upside down. Back section here. Let's see here. Make sure that that dries. Same over here. We're just gonna kind of, I'm not worrying about this chunk right here. It's a little hard to see, but you can just see a little bit of this little area over here. So we're just gonna do a whoop, whoop, whoop. And that should be good enough to kind of like, still that there's wood back there. This guy we can see a little bit better. And that kind of got a little thicker than I thought it would.
Basically, this is the best drawing ever.
If you feel like, oh no, it's getting super bright, just come in with a thin layer of your kind of rotting wood there. You can just kind of blob it on and then wipe up some of it if you wanted. Bring it in a little bit there. Oh, that's the end of the Critical Role one. Sorry guys, I just switched back over to adding my cues. Now we're switching over to autumn orange, which also gives our stuff here a chance to dry. Alrighty, and while that's happening, let's go on ahead and scoot on over here. So this is our walnut brown green mix. I say green because that's what that looks like to me. It's a green brown. Yeah, snake friends. Snakes are great, guys. There's definitely quite the snake population hidden within our neighborhood. I'm not even gonna worry about the wood that's like in between those ropes. That's just not gonna happen. But what I am gonna do is a little bit of a watercolor thing that Anne does. So come along my edge there and then feathering it out. Something about doing that just... it's pretty happy. We're gonna add in just a little bit of brown up top here. Cool. It's not looking too bad. This spot needs to be cleaned up a little bit. And just going along my day here. Let that dry. Still waiting on that part to dry, but we got this bottom chunk here that we can go ahead and start jumping into. Edge here. So I'm trying to just if the brush starts to split, I'm actually gonna let it kind of do its thing, because that could add some more really cool effects to your wood piece if need be. Do a little bit there, and then along there. That is then going to go into kind of that dark brown. Just going to let it blend right on the mini there. Same thing on this side. Kind of had started to do it yesterday. The lighter on top with the brown on the bottom, kind of darker wood bit here. We still have some of the black primer showing through, so it might still take a couple layers to really get that effect nailed in place, but it should make it look pretty cool.
what I like about you.
Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if these bits I need to add more yellow. Let's just do a mix right here.
You see, the sun is coming up, but you can still see one or two up there. You see that one? That's a planet. That's another place. No, we're on the planet. Do you believe that I was able to do the Einstein report and Talon tell people in India?
Well, you should show me sometime because I want to see it.
Very much attractive and see you all the time.
There we go. Just a little more of a different color. That's still a part of the natural scheme, but hopefully it'll help kind of working on differentiating the pieces so it's not all just like the same color. Which these guys are technically gonna get hit with black because I think I'm gonna try and make them look like a blue kind of steel thing, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm just gonna get some ancient bark here. See people painting on their hands and stuff, especially if they're using these kinds of palettes. Just checking that consistency, yo. I'm just gonna keep it very light. Not, oops, everywhere. Bring a little bit down there. Definitely try to get my light box set up so we can get some better pictures because there's actually quite a bit happening here and it's pretty pleasant. But again, if you feel like, no, it's not quite right, you can always come in with a quick. I'm just gonna even take that off my glove there. So this is just rotting wood that's been thinned down. I'm just gonna bring that over. Just so it's pretty thin. This way we're still seeing that green kind of coming into play here. But everything else is still subdued underneath. But my camera is just picking up all that white. But I promise there's green there. Looks pretty good. Oh, that's the downside to that, though. Is still drying pretty quick. Actually, I'm gonna put that yellow on top too. Wonderful.
So, strangers will drop in traces.
You can see on this side the warm tone is still shining through, but that's not too bad. I don't think that'll be a terrible thing.
We want it to be.
So that's drying. Let's go ahead and just bring in the next color here. Get our brown and a green here. Such a great print. So originally this little sucker is gray. There's the underside there. You can see our fin here is definitely getting hit on the table, so that's something to keep in mind on this guy over time, is that is hitting the ground. So maybe get him his own little piece there so he can be fixed. Sounds like the guitar is getting cleaned up. Alright, so this actually dried relatively quick. So we're just going to go on ahead and edge in the next layer here with our rot. So it's just adding in more rotting wood with a touch of the yellow, that heartwood brown. So depending on how many layers in you wanted to go is up to you. I am actually going to bring in my drying retardant here. Just giving it a quick little shake. Reaper's a 9216 drying retarder, and I'm actually going to 5 drops up there, because it's rule of thumb with Reaper, I've heard, is 1 drop drying retardant for up to 10 drops of paint. So that whole a little goes a long way. So we're just gonna put some in there, and then we're just gonna kind of bring this color down. So I'm just getting a brush full per well here. Actually just gonna put a drop each one of the main colors, not the mixes. So that should help a bit. Now it could result and should result in some longer drying time, so just keep that in mind as you use these in your work. It's just a possibility. A little bit there. Lighten that up already. See how much more like liquid some of this stuff is. Drying retardant can be a pretty great thing though. Especially if you're trying to figure out wet blending, adding that in can help buy you some time as well to just take those extra seconds to get paint down. Get this little guy here. Still feels like it's really thinned down though, so I might continue to be remixing this a little bit, but we're just gonna go on ahead and just start bringing these lighter colors up in places. And along the edge here. Just a little bit at a time there. Just bringing in a little bit more rotting wood just to kind of, you know, keep that alive here a little bit in places. This looks so bad at wood blending now. Start with a big dragon with wings, just large surface area to help practice, because that's really like, if you can get a nice broad surface and just even getting regular acrylic paint on acrylic paper, well, it'll go a long way. I don't have that primed, otherwise I don't have blues either. I don't have anything around to help, huh? So there's different ways to do web blending too. So I mean, there's like blending right on the model, there's doing the paint with like a dark color on the tip. It's weird. But you can see this is still a little shiny. That's that drying retardant at work. So I'm gonna bring this out. Reaper's drying retardant I do like though. It is a good medium to use. Because you can get stuff pretty thin too, and it'll maintain that pigment for the most part, so you can get a good glaze out of them. Just bringing in a little bit of that wood tone there and chewing on my lip in the process. Alrighty, kind of trying to bring back some of this dark and then grabbing super dark brown or walnut brown. I can remember paint names. Now, if you wanted to push the contrast even more, I would bring in a dark purple, because that can play pretty nice with the green kind of undertone. But remember that you've added in a yellow at some point, and so that can still interact with the purple and play up your browns a bit different. So if you feel like, oh, I put this purple over the screen, why is it brown? It's because there's yellow present, and it's picking up on that. Okay, doing just like a little bit here. Sorry, just bringing back in the green because I did lose that. So it's just a constant back and forth with me on like, what's the look I'm going for? Even I don't know this far in. Bringing in just another layer of my lovely, lovely rotted wood here. Rotting wood, I should specify. So we brought some in back here. I'm just gonna bring that back over everything there and here. It's a little hard to see though, but we're getting there. And then while that's still damp, we're gonna try a smidge of web blending. Nah, we're gonna let that dry. Get everyone's hopes up. Keep changing my mind. Okay, well that's drying. Let's actually do the purple thing anyways. So black indigo is the color I'm looking for. It says Mara black. That's black primer. That's nightmare black, although that'll work. Nightshade purple too. Let's see here. Who's got the more purple? You've got the more purple. It's hard to see. So we're gonna 9603 black indigo. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna bring it in. Just about 5 drops there, give or take. Full brush of drying retardant there. I'm actually gonna flip that over. So let me show y'all glazing here. So I'm gonna get more drying retardant. It's such a beautiful color. All right, tide marks. Kinda. Everything's darker towards the bottom where it's dealing with the water. So I'm just kind of starting up and then dragging down and making sure as I look at it that my stuff is pooling at the base. Gravity will also work very well here. I'm just gonna stir it up and then pull down. Stir it up, pull down. And just kind of dab a little bit on the bottom if you want to. And we've got, again, where the wood meets, we're just gonna put that right in there. A little bit up in the shadows. And then we're gonna continue down here. We're just gonna kind of start up and carry it down. Between these guys. And then I rinsed my brush off and I'm just very lightly going along that edge. So I'm trying to keep it from, like, I don't know, being a true edge there. And we can bring in a damp brush and just go along that edge. But making sure that the tip of the brush ideally is at the base. Or twist your brush in such a way. Go off and just go along that edge there, and that should do the illusion of something. And try and bring in a little bit of stuff still wants to. messing with it. For me though, it's like the flatter a surface, the more like nervous I get about it. I'm just like, what do I do with that space? Go ahead and do that underneath too. Cool. Okay. Now we're gonna just use this as a wash back here and try that. So I'm kind of just blopping it on there. We'll just kind of see how that dries. Alrighty,
I think I've only got 3 more cups. Hold on. Mr. Clay and no, one second.
I'm weapling I'm being brave, and I'm just gonna boom, just doing a quick little pass there, and then we're gonna try and pick up where I don't want that to be.
But you're like cultivating dead people for good tea.
Aren't we all? Just playing around with this. Trying to decide, like, do I want harsh color shifts? Do I want more color shifts? Should always remember to let it dry though in between layers, or it's just gonna look like a crazy mess. Just bringing in a little bit of that purple there, that black indigo. Rest of my foot, because I didn't realize I was holding my foot in a tense position there. And we'll let that dry. So, you know, we're getting there, we're getting there. Feeling okay, feeling okay. So, slow process. We could go for about another 15 minutes. I was gonna use the bathroom, but I feel like I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then I come back and then I'm gonna stop the stream. So I guess I could end the stream now, or I'm just letting that dry so you can see. This is definitely taking a little bit longer to dry, and even this side still has that subtle sheen to it. Drying retardant at work. It's also good to mix in. It doesn't work on a wet palette. On a true wet palette, the drying retardant material, like whatever that formula is, it immediately seeps into the sponge. Does not work for me. But, your mileage may vary. Let me finish my thoughts, guys. So, I think we're actually, let's go ahead and get our shark friends started here. Because I think I can use these two colors here to kind of get a little something figured out for them. So, let's be brave. I'm going to pull up my shark photos. We're going to finish off the stream by getting a base color down of our great white shark. I can type images. They're normally in kind of their gray tones. I like working from different colors and building that up. So yeah, it's pretty much light on the bottom and dark on top. So let's see how we do here. Let's try. I don't know if he's gonna work very well on my not terribly sticky base here. So I'm actually going to start with the ancient bark because it's kind of a blue, well, it's like a purple gray. It's a very warm, it's more warm tone than I think I'm going to end with, but we've already kind of blocked it in here. Double check. Hello, Rathmore TV. Welcome to the stream. I'm just double checking my resource photos here. Yep, okay. So we can pretty much, we're just gonna, it's gonna get messy here. We're gonna get super messy and we're gonna just build up Mr. Bruce here. I'm gonna ignore his fins right now. How is everyone doing? So I say messy because, yeah, messy. Oh man, you can even do this and it's like killer whale. I'm gonna do the other side of the fins. I don't know if they're gonna stay that way, but we're gonna do them that way. I'm kind of holding them in place there. So cool. Now we're gonna move really, really fast and get our get my drying retardant there to help slow down that drying process, and we're gonna come in right next to this and just smoosh it together and then over, and we're gonna go just a little bit in so those colors hopefully will mix a little more on our friend here. Being quick about it. It's okay if they mix and it gets kind of everywhere else too. That's fine. Early stage shark. Start dinner for the kids. Yes, I too will be getting out. Yes, definitely need a bigger boat. Saving up for a bigger boat. Bitch. Bones 5. But yeah, I'm just ending this with a quick attempt at kind of showing a little bit of a wet blend here between these colors, depending on how much of a blend you want to have happen. There's not much of a blend in real life, so you know, I'm kind of going a little bit into the white there, that ancient bark, and now I'm going to bring it back in. He's just going to kind of be his weird, kind of hidden purpley self here. It's a nice indigo color. It really is making like a great shift here. Baby shark, do 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 do. Yes. Baby shark song, definitely appropriate. So I'm just kind of going along here. I'm trying not to have it be like a straight line. So you can come into with your wet brush and just kind of blob it around a bit, or use your hand, very carefully use your hands because you don't want fingerprints, but just kind of going around here, going around town. So I'm trying to have it be a little more, white here. It is starting to dry a little bit though, so really after this pass I'm gonna try to let it just do its thing here. Just a little bit on the gills, and I'm kind of doing, you know, occasionally small circular motions, occasionally just kind of a subtle back and forth. Do the same thing on this side, just coming in and wipe some of that off, and just come back with your kind of mix here, and look at that, whoosh. Oops, be careful because you could accidentally pull paint up, and that's where kind of if you're seeing that subtle black in between, that's paint coming up. So I'm not giving this enough time to dry now after it started to dry. So let's see if I can't just do a quick pass here. For Mr. Bruce here, because of course I'm naming him Bruce, guys. Can't not. Okay. So that we're gonna have to let dry and then come back in again, but that's some pretty quick sort of wet blending. So it's a little bit of a blend happening next to all these guys, but this would be a layer 2 technically. I was not letting it dry enough, so we'll let this. This is layer 1, and you can see it's a little blotchy in places, but we're just gonna let it be. But those colors are gonna be wonderful. So it's just black indigo here, which we're going ahead and at least get the back looking a little darker here. Because eventually it's gonna be more of a blue kind of gray tones, but it's just a fun way to start. See, it's even still trying to blend into what's there. There we go. So, you know, simple shark. Simple sharks aren't too complicated. And of course the inside's gonna be all fleshy and whatnot, but I don't have fleshy colors out, and I only have one more well available there. But yeah, so this is the shark bit of our dock piece that you can tell, see, experiments, man. Experiments. I've decided on this though, so I'm trying to bring everything up to look kind of like that dead wood. So this is just kind of how far we are at the moment. I still don't know if I'm going to keep the posts the same color as the wood. I'm just worried that everything's going to kind of look the same. But it should be pretty good for the most part. So I did add in some black indigo into the shadows there, and I do like that. Just that little help of pop there. A little help of contrast. So it's still a work in progress. Because I do need to do the rope to decide whether or not that's too much of the same color scheme or in the same spot. Because the rope should help break that up a bit. So we'll see. But the colors used today are walnut brown, which was then mixed into rotting wood in a various form there. And then heartwood brown, a smidge brought in just to kind of warm the colors up a little bit, especially like on top where the sun will hit them type idea there. It's very minuscule. Poor little well though, my aught light just takes it away. And then ancient bark, which is what I've been pulling here to kind of gradually lighten that up, which has been wonderful. So this is a triad from, well, these are all Reaper paints, but this is the triad specifically. 543, 345, depending on which direction you want to go with that. And so that's kind of what these colors end up looking like in use there, which is really great. I really dig it. And then the shark, our shark friend here, just got hit with some black indigo 9603 with that ancient bark on the stomach there for its first kind of awkward layer. Which I'm really digging this kind of, it looks damp, so I want to try and figure out a way to, we'll see. We'll see what he looks like once he's sprayed down, because if we could keep that slick look without me having to slather him in gloss, that would be wonderful. Figure out some way for him to be bursting out of the water too, because I need to order still water or that resin pour stuff, but I do have water texture here that's you add it, so figuring out a way to make it look like these guys are moving through water, or giving him a base and then making it look like water has been moved off of him too could be fun, so we'll see. Yes, I just got this palette, so I wanted to try it out. The slow painter though, because it's a well palette, so it's also supposed to help keep your paints from drying out so fast. I would definitely advise using a drying retardant on that though, because of my odd light. If you have a warm, very warm light, yes, because of Anne, and because I like buying art supplies. I have, and all my other ceramic palettes are huge, so this was also nice because it's a nice small one for a little bit of space if you're trying to limit your palette here. But this is I do still have my wet palette with all the same colors, so walnut brown, rotting wood, heartwood brown, ancient bark, black indigo is over here. For some reason I need to bring it back over here, but yeah, this is the same palette, so you can see all the different color shifts here, but it's the same stuff. Which I'm pretty proud of myself. So yeah, so this is the Masterson's Stay Wet Handy Palette, which also comes in a variety of sizes. You can get them pretty large too, because some people because they're meant for acrylics, and some people work on pretty big projects and need a lot of paint. So I like that though, but this is nice if you are definitely stuck on space. And I've got the lid in here too, so it's not airtight or anything, and you could actually use this to mix on. It's just a piece of ceramic. A little dish. It's so cute. Oh, I'm so excited though. He's actually gonna look pretty dope. I love it. I love it. So these are from GalladoriaGames. Galladoria, which should be in the title of the stream, and this is specifically their Shark Attack kit. So if you go to GalladoriaGames.com, and it should have a City Docs section already on the front page, and you just click that and it's going to take you right to it, and you can see all their docs stuff, and you can get them painted or unpainted, which I think is a nice touch. So if you're pressed for time and you just need something for a game, then they'll be happy to paint it for you. But this guy will eventually pop right in there. He only goes in at a diagonal, of course. That's kind of how it's. So any direction, as long as not on this base. There we go. So he's kind of got to go in that way. So, you can face all of a few directions. But, he could pop out in other places, too. So, he's got some friends. I definitely need to acquire some more shark figures, because I feel like if I've got 3 other shark friends here, then they should each have a shark to pop out of the water for. So he's got to have some buddies. Currently he's alone. Poor Bruce. Poor Bruce. Hey, look, another dude I'm working on. Trying to figure out non-metallic metal coppers on that guy. Still a little too bright orange. It's a cool color though, so go back and forth. Anyways, I ramble. So that's the stream today. Has just been working on this sucker some more. So we hit it with a walnut brown coat over everything. These parts look a little different because that was experimenting over the last day or two. So if you go back and look at older videos in the archives there, which you shouldn't have to go back very far. I only just started working on this last week. So you can go back and see the steps taken to me figuring out what I wanted to do, and in the end, definitely this green look. But to get if you hit it with a wash, it will look gorgeous. So if you have Citadel washes and whatnot, but just know that if you're trying to build up your greens and stuff, and then you hit this with an Agrax Earthshade or the Seraphim Sepia, it will mute all those colors, so use with caution. But that may be the look you're going for, in which case, woohoo! Look achieved. Yeah, so that's today. Today's Thursday. Normally I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Fridays and weekends it varies. Those are my relax and game time and whatnot, and kind of paint for me off camera time. But we do hang out in Discord, and I'm trying to remember to go live on Discord too. So if anyone wants to just chill and hang out and stuff, then that's where you can do it. Discord link real quick in case anyone's interested. We also talk about 3D printing between two people mostly, but if you have a 3D printer or you have questions, this is the place for you. I'm learning a lot through other people experiences, which is great. So share and share alike. We love resources, and sharing projects doesn't have to be mini painting. I do sewing stuff too, and I used to do watercolor and acrylic and cross stitching and all kinds of stuff. So share whatever you're working on. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, so I should be back by next week, and we'll see how much of the docs I will actually have finished by then. I am saving working on Mr. Shark Friends, so maybe we'll work on him tomorrow. But again, Friday weekends are a little iffy for stream times. But I do want to work on the water stuff on stream for y'all, so y'all can see, like, I'm gonna try and get some still water. If it's not in time, then it's not in time, and we'll just work with what we have, because that's kind of where we're all at right now. So yay for sharks. So we're gonna try and figure out how to add some water texture and stuff at some point next week, I think, or at the very least next week, at the latest week after next, because this is not a big little kit, so it's very small. All right, let's find someone to host. Who's live right now? Twitch.tv dashboard stream manager. We're just gonna go with following. I feel like Reaper may be live. Let's see. Let me see before. Yes, Reaper Miniatures is getting ready for just chatting, or they're getting ready for just chatting. If you want to do Reaper, we've got Eeny Meenies. I'm gonna quit picking at my teeth, or not my teeth. Look. To the broom closet. Scabby Rooster looks like he's working on a huge Nurgle. It's just this big creature. Houndstooth Minis is working on a Death Dealer style test model for the end times. Let's see here. We got Enemies. We got Scabby Rooster. Let's see here. Who we gonna go hang out with, guys? I don't even know. That's not even everybody. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Let's go miniature. Okay, here we go. Monument Slow Fuse. Everyone's doing all kinds of stuff, yo. Wardug Minis is working on a TIE Fighter. That's a great username, Wardug Minis, guys. That's beautiful. One of these days I'm gonna stream Conan. That'll totally be a thing. Let's go hang out with who's doing what? Scabby Rooster, because just I love watching large-scale creatures get worked on. Oh god, but they're working on non-metallic metal too. There's so many choices, guys. We're gonna go hang out with Scabby Rooster. Thanks so much for hanging around. I'm gonna quit getting distracted now and let y'all go about your day. So have a wonderful Thursday. Ooh, have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to love each other, and one day we'll be allowed back outside. Till then, happy painting, everyone. I'll see y'all later. Bye.